Like if you're in SLP grad school or anything like that, if they haven't taught you this, then they haven't taught you jack. Hey darlings, welcome back to my channel. Voice is a little groggy because it's in the morning time, literally. This is gonna be your highly requested day in the life video. Before you get excited, I want to just put some parameters around this. I have been putting this video off for so long because, guys, this is my job. I am not full-time my own business, so, and I don't know what you see on YouTube, you know, as far as everybody else doing day in the life videos, but this is my job and I take it seriously. YouTube and vlogging, as much as this channel, as much as you guys and your support means to me, ain't nobody getting fired or in any kind of drama because I'm vlogging, okay? Like, that just doesn't make sense, you know. And the other thing is just that I work with older kids now, so it's like when you work with little ones and you capture therapy, you can put the camera behind their head, you can, there's all types of things. They won't think nothing of it. High schoolers, it's not the same. But I'm going to take you through the day as much as possible. Right now, I'm sorry, I was near the window so I could get some good lighting, but I have to get going. So basically, I wake up, I'll take you through the day a little bit. I wake up at 5:30. What I used to do was I would get up at 5:30 and then I would go to the gym and work out, come back home, shower, get ready for the day, and like be out. So I usually get to work, or I usually leave for work around like 8:15, so that's why I'm about to leave now. I live literally 4 minutes down the road from my job, so that's a blessing. But now, lately, what I've done, I just switched up the routine because it's just a little bit more helpful for me right now at this moment in my life. So what I do is I get up at 5:30 still, but I end up like having some prayer time and then I work on my business for an hour. I at least get something done, like, you get what I'm saying? So it's not all at night, because sometimes in the evening you want to kind of just decompress, and I'm not really able to do that all the time because it's just a lot to do. So what I end up doing is, now I was like, I'm just gonna get up early and I'm going to have some devotion time. I'm gonna do some work, and then after work I'll come home, change my clothes, and then go to the gym. So I've kind of switched it up now, which is wild because it took me a good year or so to like really like be committed to going to the gym early in the morning before work, and then I fell in love with it, and like you couldn't take me off of it. I hated being in the gym in the evening. It took up the, you know, your night and your rest of your day, whatever. But it just helps me. I'm not at work thinking of my business and trying to do things at work for my business. Like, it just doesn't always work out. So if I can like get something done in the morning, and then after work, you know, depending on how the day is and everything else, get more stuff done, that's helpful. Today is a little bit weird because I just have not been sleeping well. I'm really sleepy. Period. Today I have 2 IEP meetings. I've got therapy all in between. You won't see my therapy sessions. I'm sorry. If that is what you want to see for a day in the life, I apologize. It's kind of why I didn't want to make this video. So y'all just let me know in the comments. Honestly, I'm just putting it out here, and then y'all just let me know. But I don't want anything identifying for the kids. So maybe I'll just check back in after every session, or kind of check in and tell you what I'm doing, but you won't see any kids today, nor will you probably hear them. I just like to protect their identity, their privacy. I don't really know all of the stuff as far as like internet, kids. I just don't do it. this video is not really for kids. I don't want nobody else's kids in them. This is not their thing. Like, this is not what they signed up for. So I'm just, y'all, I'm really protective over it. So I'm sorry if this is not what you're looking for, but maybe when I start my own business full time, then I can get you some better footage. But for now, gonna do the best I can. All right, so let's head to work. I don't know if you guys can see me. Good enough. Or not, I'll just hold you. All right, so I basically just got done with the social skills group that I lead with, co-lead with the social worker. So basically what it is it's like a big group of students, and well, relatively big, like 6 or more. So it's not terribly big, but we basically kind of like talk about, we work on social skills, but we have it in a more discussion type of manner. So we talk about things, and we talk about like how to handle situations. Prime example, basically I gave them a story, and I gave an example, and I was saying something that could possibly be rude or hurt somebody's feelings. So I had asked them, I said, is that something I should say, or is that something I should think? One of the students was like, well, why couldn't you say it? And so you got to think about the type of students that I'm sometimes dealing with. Like half my caseload are students who do have those needs for assistance in the areas of like social skills. They do not understand completely why they can't tell you that, you know, the food that you cook is nasty. They don't understand why they have to, you know, filter anything. They don't get it. They miss those social cues. So we talk a lot about that. We talk a lot about scenarios. We talk a lot about how they feel. And that's because, you know, the social worker is there, and just how to like navigate those feelings and the most appropriate ways to do so, what settings, things like that. So it is really interesting. It's my first time doing a group like that, and I think I'm learning a lot on just how to facilitate bigger groups, and how to serve students who have that need. Kind of like those soft skills, those interpersonal skills, those types of things that, you know, the kids, you really do need, especially at this age now. So let me make sure I'm in focus. Now, what I typically do is, I am about to go get another student, but in the meantime, between time, what I typically do is document, which is just like the bane of my existence. No, I'm just joking. It's okay. It's not terrible as long as I'm on top of it. So the way I document, like I would show you this, but it has people's names on it, so I can't. But basically what I do is I make a huge Google Doc. I guess I can try to show you like an empty one just to see how I do it. But hold on. Here's kind of like what a data sheet looks like for me. This is something that I've made, and this is something that I keep for each student. So like you can imagine how long this data sheet is, or like this document is, because I have about, let me check my student list. I have about, yeah, I have like 60 kids. So which is not a terrible caseload, I don't think, compared to others. And again, I'm not even the only speech therapist here. She has, the other speech therapist has a very full caseload. So we'll just say that. So, oh, let me delete this name really quick. So this is what it looks like. I put the student's name here. I put their treatment time here. So 60 minutes per week is usually either 2 30-minute sessions or 1 hour session. So I usually, depending on the student, but I usually do 2 30-minute sessions. It just makes the day go by quicker, and it's just a little bit more effective sometimes. I put their short-term objectives here. So typically if this wasn't an empty sheet, all of their goals would be here. And then I put the dates here. So sometimes, like, see here, I did an hour session that day. So like, it just depends. It gives, I guess, a little bit more flexibility. I like to change my minutes. Actually, like, I'm in the middle of doing all that through the IEPs that happened this year, changing all of my minutes to monthly minutes. So just in case like I miss one because of a holiday or anything like that, I can make them up throughout the month and just make sure that they hit their minutes in the month. Their goals are right here, and then I put how they did that day here and the date here. So this is in a Google Doc. That means it's gonna save automatically. I can access it anywhere. I can access it offline, my phone, my iPad, my laptop at home, anything. So I really like it. It is a super long document. Like, I just made this empty one just to give you an example, but since I have 60 kids, some of which I do see twice a week, or you know, things like that, the document gets pretty long, but I just use like a search feature and I just search their names, like search and navigate right there, and I start it up and then I search their names and then I just put in what I need to put in. So that's basically how it looks. And then I also always keep, that's not my only source of documentation, but I always keep a notebook. Listen, if you haven't learned anything, like if you're in SLP grad school or anything like that, if they haven't taught you this, then they haven't taught you jack. If you don't document it, it didn't happen. So I have multiple means of documentation. This here, I put my notes, my handwritten stuff, my trials, all that stuff in here. I transfer what's in here onto the Google Doc. As far as scheduling goes, like I do have a schedule. Can't show you that because it has names on it. But I also have a document where, I'm gonna try to hide the names. I keep notes, I keep dates. Like, let me make sure. Yeah, I don't think you can see any names. So I keep all of that for like the dates that I see the kids. And this is a new semester or a new like triad. Long story, it's just how they do stuff here. That's a new sheet to get me through the second half of November up to January. But basically I keep the dates that they were here. So as soon as they walk in, I log them in here. I log the date that I saw them in the second journal, and then everything like that I've already logged goes in the computer. So I always have backup because you just need it. Trust me. Don't go into this profession thinking you can document stuff, because you gotta document. All right, I'm about to go get my student and I'll be back. All right, so I'm in my car because we actually get an hour for lunch, which is wild, I know. We get an hour for lunch, so I go home for lunch because I told you guys I live super close to my job. And the good thing about this is that Jerry has the same lunch hour. Well, he takes it because of me, so we get to go home for the hour and eat lunch together. So I get to see him in the middle of the day. I don't know if he'll want to be on the vlog or not, but yeah, that's basically what happens. Today I made some shrimp last night, some garlic teriyaki shrimp and rice and broccoli. So that's what I'll be having for lunch. And I usually do that. And then when I come back, I have 2 IEP meetings back to back. So I get excited at my lunchtime because I know we only have, like, by the time I come back, I take my lunch from 12 to 1. I don't eat breakfast because I intermittent fast. So this is the first time I'm eating today. I drink a cup of tea, but that's basically it. Only because I used to just like flat out not have anything but water before 12. Being at work makes it different. I don't know. So I need like a cup of tea, and then I won't eat, and then I won't eat till 12 p.m. So I eat between the windows of 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. and I fast for 16 hours. I'm always excited when lunchtime comes around because I haven't ate since last night at 8 o'clock or by 8 o'clock. So yeah. All right, let's see if he wants to be on camera. Hey, husband.
Hey, what's up?
What? It's a vlog.
I don't do those.
Rude.
Should have known something was up when you came in talking about some hey husband.
I don't say hey husband on the daily. No, I don't. I don't. You just had to use the microwave first, huh?
I got here first.
He be like racing in here just so he can heat up his food first and just be over there smacking. You could have got my food out. Could have made me a plate. Don't look at me at the side of your eye. Okay, I got you guys in this awkward position, but I kind of need the space in a second to look through this folder. I didn't take my jacket off because I checked where the meetings were, and the meeting is across campus. So I'm gonna have to walk right back outside, and I'm not taking off my jacket for it. But what I try to do before I go to IEP meetings is look over what I wrote in the IEP just to make sure that I'm refreshed. I have 7 IEP meetings this week, so your girl is tired, okay? And I've done so many IEPs in advance that I just need to be refreshed on what I said. So IEP meetings in high school are a little different. I've learned parents do not always show up, which is so sad, but they don't. It's rare for a parent to show up, on the rarer side, for the parent to show up. The meeting is conducted regardless, as long as the parent has gotten notification. The meeting is and then we try to call the parent, and otherwise these kids are 14 and up, so they can hold their own meeting. I try to go through and find like some writing samples or an example of activity that we've done in here to just try to bring with me to the meeting so that the parent can kind of see what we're doing, what I'm talking about, if the writing sample has anything to do with like one of my concerns, or if the worksheet, whatever we've done, whatever work that we've done in here. I love working with her, but you know, vocabulary needs work, or her vocabulary comprehension, which is affecting her reading comprehension, because if you don't know what you're reading, you don't know what the words you're reading, how are you going to comprehend it? So vocabulary has absolutely everything to do with that. She follows directions. She always adds to the group discussions and participates well overall. She remembers her speech schedule, which is a massive thing here. And I mean here, not specific to this place, but here specific to this population. You're old enough, if you can navigate campus independently, if you know your schedule, you know when you should come to speech. I'm not coming to get you. I do not do that. That's just my personal thing. I come to get certain students who are on certain levels, but she's not one of them. So honestly, I've kind of like coached all the students. They kind of know. I've trained them all to like, hey, this is your day, this is your time, and they come busting through that door. That's something that I love that I've done here, because it's just helping them with responsibility. Like, you can get to lunch, you can get to the bus, you can get to your locker, you can do all of that stuff, but I gotta come get you for speech? That don't make no sense. Just difficulty with her written responses. Verbal reasoning is good. She has some difficulty expressing her thoughts sometimes, like in written form. So a lot of this stuff is just taking what she has in her mind and accurately putting it on paper, and being able to express her comprehension, because she gets it when you talk it out. But if you don't let her talk it out and you require her to write it, there's no guarantee that you're going to know that she understood. So that's what we're going to be talking about in that meeting. Yeah, they get like a 7-minute pass period, which I think is extremely long. I don't know why any kids would be tardy for class. But I'm going to go ahead and head to the meeting. I usually take my iPad that the school gives me. I take another composition notebook. I take a pen, my phone, water. And then if I have something, if I have like a writing sample or something, like some kind of example, then I'll take that. And I usually take my clipboard, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know why I take my clipboard, but I do. It's just something harder to work on, hold all the papers. But yeah, so let's go. Now I am going to pack it up. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna let my phone charge for a little bit. Hopefully I'll be at the gym by 5, I hope. Be at the gym, do a little workout, and then go to Best Buy, pick up my stuff, then go home and make dinner. All right. And we off. We out. But I'm not carrying this camera through the hallway, so goodbye.